Hello, 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 everyone. Hello. Welcome to It's Been a Journey podcast. Look, we've been off for a week here, relaxation time. But if you can hear me, y'all give me some hearts and let me know if you can hear me. I'm trying to make sure everything's set up. I ain't had it running and it's been cold in here. Okay. So if you see me looking down, I'm looking at my monitors to see what's been going on. So I'm so glad to see y'all tonight. Tonight is very important to me. We're talking about the pursuit of joy. Yeah, redefining what happiness means to you. You know, my mom used to always say, happiness, you always got to have something happening. And we don't want to be like that. You know, we really, really, really want to give um, a space right here because I was looking on TikTok, right? And it was so much about suicide, suicide ideation, a lot come from medicine. It was just a lot of young adults ending their lives themselves or ending someone else's life because what they going through, they're upset. So I had prayed about this. I had this printed off for a while and I was trying to figure out which one of the episodes I wanted to do last week, and so much was going on, and I had to pray about it. And I said, "Well, let me sit and wait." So after watching all the videos on TikToks and the reels and everything, I realized that I really need to talk about joy because most time we think joy is when we see them on TikTok, they smiling, they traveling, they snapping pictures, and you see them everywhere. You can't turn the page and they there. They showing their meals and they just showing a glorious time. But if you have a discernment or you've been in that situation where you lost your joy, you can tell it ain't real. That's just me. Hey, Renwick, I'm just saying. If you watching people reels and you watching somewhere in you, if you ever lost your hope, if you ever lost your joy, you will realize that something about that picture isn't right. It's not real. I'm just telling you right now. And you'll have a tingle, an inkling of I'll say this, the spirit will tell you it ain't right. It's not right. Okay? Some about it not right. And tonight, that's what we're talking about. The pursuit of real joy. The pursuit of real joy. And I have some things jotted here. And tonight, I'm going to take my time because someone said last Monday, before last, I was trying to keep within the hour because I didn't want to be long and drawn out. I know a lot of people getting off work and they had a lot of things going on. So I didn't want to take up too much of your time. But it was like, look, we was enjoying that. And I was missing some of the questions. So tonight, hopefully, we do not go over that hour that I want to spend with you. But if we do, if you have to get off, I understand. But tonight, we need to talk about something because a lot of people since 2020 really have lost their joy. You have people still in the world where they didn't even get the chance to see their loved ones when the pandemic. They didn't even get a chance to say goodbye. They didn't even get a memorial urn. They didn't even get a location of where they are. They still have an emptiness. And where there is emptiness, you have a lack of joy that will form. Weeds will grow, not flowers. So tonight I would like to welcome y'all back to It's Been a Journey podcast. I'm your host, Chanel, and tonight we are exploring something that we all long for, and that's joy. So if you've been with me, you already know. I'm gonna keep you here for a time, but not a long time. Because look, I'm talking about deep, nourishing joy. And I'm gonna talk about the different kinds because everybody thinks joy is different. Some People put joy in money, but money is not. Life is fleeting. Money is spent. You can have enjoyment, but do you really have joy? And I'm gonna reveal some things I went through when I lost my joy. Hello, Stephanie. Hello, DeMarvin. Look, I didn't get a chance to welcome y'all in. Hello, my daughter on here. And I'm telling y'all right now, it's a lot of smiling with the pain behind it. So tonight, that's what we're talking about. Uh, the kind of joy that sustains us through life challenges. And when I was asking God about like, Lord, what is joy? And the scripture come up, the joy of the Lord is our strength, right? We know that. We know that because our parents give it to us. And but the Webster defines joy as a feeling of great pleasure and happiness. I want to take off the happiness. The joy of the Lord is our strength, right? But guess what he told me what real joy is? And I may be getting a little ahead of myself, but I feel like I should tell you because people put joy in their achievements, in their success, like I said, their money, their possessions, but we're redefining what joy really means for you and me. So let's take this journey together as we explore how to find lasting fulfillment in the way we align our values and faith. Mhm. Let's talk about it. See, a lot of people don't talk about faith associated with joy, but God gave me that faith is joy. Hmm? If you lose your joy, you lost your faith. You lost hope. Faith is the belief or trust in a person, thing, or concept. Faith is if you believe in God and say God is your Lord and Savior. Faith. If you lose faith, you would not believe anything gonna work out. So if you get the belief of not, guess what's gonna happen? It's gonna form to you're gonna have fleeting everything. You're not gonna have joy in your business, you're not gonna have joy in your life, you're not gonna have joy in your relationship because you ain't got faith in nothing. With a lack of faith, you have nothing. You'll start having fear, it'll come in there and it'll flourish. We talked about last time faith of a mustard seed, right? And it could grow to a tree. Lack of faith, too, can cause fear to grow into a tree and branch out into your life so much that you want to do those things that I saw on TikTok. You have suicide ideation. You'll want to end everything when you fall into certain situations. James 1, 2, and 3 now said that uh, faith is the sum of things. Hold on, I'm getting James 1, 2, and 3. I want to make sure I say it right because it's rolling off my mind. And then I got something written over here that's different from over here, right? Consider it pure joy, my brother and sister, whenever we face trials of many kind, whenever we face trial of many kind, knowing that the trying of your faith worketh patience. See how faith joy, consider it pure joy. But we can't see that because the world have us thinking that joy is like if we on a yacht, if we spending money, if we got the Dooney and Burks. Do we still wear that anymore? I don't even know. If the guys at the gym working out, fleeting, that is not joy. That's just what my mom used to say, a form and fashion of what you want people to perceive is joy. It's not. It's not. And let me tell you something. There are physical signs when people lose their joy. I don't care how they smile. I don't care how they pretend that they're happy. If there's lack of joy, you'll see them because they'll become isolated. When I was going through some things in my teenage years, like I'm gonna tell you now, when I had my second daughter, and people talked about me, they was like, oh my God, you got another child. Oh, they're gonna be this and they're gonna be that, right? Now, how you gonna take care of them? And I mean, it was flowing like they was reading out of a magazine, like somebody had a teleprompter in front of them. They were just reading them things off here, blasting, 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 blasting. So I got to where I was like, hold on. And I had to take inventory because I everything they were saying, I was like, no, that ain't gonna be that. No, that ain't gonna. But let me tell you, I was doing it in my own strength. I started getting 2 or 3 jobs. I want nobody to say you gotta do nothing for me for free. Huh? I missed stuff. I wasn't happy, but couldn't nobody beat me having a smile. I had a smile every day until somebody made me and I popped off. But I was smiling anyway. I'm telling you. My grandmother had told someone one time, they was like, oh my God, Chanel, she smiled so much. And my grandma said, and that's the meanest person you ever seen in your life. But she gonna show all 32 of them teeth. That what she said. And I was like, no, not me. But she saw through the teeth. You know, I said, you see, can't see the fire for the tree. No, she saw me faking, smiling, faking happiness with all the darts that was thrown at me. And there was a point where I had uh those thoughts of end and everything. I remember I wrote a letter to my mom because everything was just so, and I told her that I was running away. Got on the bus, got at school, got around my friends. I got to talking about what was going on in my mind, in my head, and then I forgot everything that I wrote on the paper. When I got home, the paper was still on the table. And I'm like, oh, thank God she didn't see it. But when I opened it, guess what she said on it? Okay. And I know y'all probably said, what? Yeah, she was like, okay. Because after I got older and I asked her, Mom, why you just said okay? She said, because I don't want to baby your womb because you're gonna have to talk about it. If I would have said, no, don't do that, then you would have came sugarcoat. But when I said, okay, I'm gonna have you come ask me, why you act like you don't care about me? Then she just told me. Because it seemed like you want to leave where your safety is because you don't care about you. My mom wasn't no rainbows and sprinkles. She was straightforward. And you know what it had me do? Go in my room and think about, do I really care about me? I got these 2 girls. I want to end me. I want to run away. This is real life. And when I kept seeing those things, and when we said when it counted all joy, when we go into those different situations, but if you don't have faith, you can't have joy. Because you see everything for one is if you got rejection issue, you see everything as somebody coming against you. If they say anything, you don't take it as the words out of their mouth. In your head, you didn't fashion these words up to come to bring condemnation to yourself. They ain't bringing it. I should have said trigger warning. Let me do a disclaimer right now. This is gonna be a trigger warning tonight because we on this journey together, and I need y'all to understand that people are going through so much. They're watching the news and they they feeling, you remember we talked about money, they're feeling secondary trauma. And if y'all didn't see that, go back to the baggage, letting go of baggage. Go back to that one, Monday for last, when we talk about the baggage we carry. Some of us still have carry on. We can't take the big stuff. We think we didn't got rid of the big stuff, but we just pour it in smaller containers and taking it everywhere we go. Go back and watch that. Secondary trauma was one of those things, and we be looking like something happened today here in Mississippi where the young lady lost her life. I don't know what happened in the car, but she gone. I watched it and I had to get in my head to pray for the family. But Chanel, don't let that thing come. It bothered me. That would make you lose your joy. Seeing so many people getting deported, that makes a person lose joy. Because let me tell you something. They was talking about the people from I want to say that thing correctly. The our Spanish brothers and sisters or what brown, whatever they say. But you know, it's a lot of Africans and all of us over here. And it will make you lose joy if you don't have faith in your governmental system, if you don't have faith in your marital system, if you don't have faith in your local government, if you don't have faith in your doctors and your lawyers, your mother, your father, you ain't got faith in nothing, and especially if you ain't got faith in God, you cannot have joy because you ain't gonna be able to rest, right? You ain't gonna be able to calm your mind. You ain't gonna be able to read scriptures to yourself and believe them because you ain't got faith. And without that, for one, it's impossible to please God. But without that, you can't have joy. If you're dealing with, let's go through the seven physical signs of a person that has lost their joy. So when you see your children isolating off to themselves, I used to tell my son he'd be by himself. Come on out of there. Let's watch a movie. Let's do something. Let's talk about something. Isolation is the worst thing you want to do. You'll end up with low energy and fatigue. You always tired, despite whatever's going on, you get adequate rest. But that's a sign of emotional strain and loss of joy. Get up, go exercise, walk, do something. Oh, we're gonna get to the nitty gritty, right? This just we're just skimming the cake right now. So if you still got some issues you ain't really healed, this might not be the episode for you. Cause see, I had to eat this cake in order to even come on here. I dealt with domestic violence. Hey, I just skim and say the things I've been through. Hmm? I done had black eyes and went to work. I done had swole jaw. It's people on here that know. You understand what I'm saying? Right here, if you have change in facial expression, when you less frequently smiling and you flat and tense expressions and you reduce eye contact and can your behavior is heavy when it's heavy. And if you don't really get hold of that thing in your mind, you got to get control of your mind. It's a book that I think Joyce Myers have. Look, y'all, I be on them books. Joyce Meyer have one, and Bishop Paul Morton, The Enemy Inside Your Mind. Okay, talking all the time. And if you're used to the conversation, you don't even try to cut them off no more. You right. You just assume and it fly out your mouth. Now you bring a damnation to yourself, your situation, because we done got used to being in a negative space. Ain't no real joy there. You look at joy for something to make you happy instead of you being happy with you. Instead of you being happy with God, what God gave you. I'm content with what the situation that I'm in. Lack of contentment, that would bring you lack of joy. When you always got to have something going on, when you can't sit in the house and just enjoy you. People used to come to this barbershop, right? My barbershop. And they used to say, Chanel, it's so quiet in here. I learned to like me. I don't need all that movement. I could read, I could just out, but I had to get there, right? Another sign is when your posture change. Oh, if y'all ain't went on 21 days of prayer with the flow encounter, we talked about that. And if you need a synopsis and a powerful ending, look at Sunday message on the floor and check. And one of them was the posture. I knew I was on the right track when Apostle was going there. I said, okay, yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Monday, day, there, Lord. I just wanted to make sure. Poor posture, slumping over, and reflecting feelings of sadness and heavy weighting of emotion when you just sitting there like this and your mind just clicking, 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 clicking. Nothing positive, everything negative, everything negative. You just eating it, eating it, eating because you ain't got no weapons to fight it. You're agreeing with it. That's where lack of joy comes. When you in agreement with whatever the enemy or your mind is conjugating together, and you just saying, yeah, instead of saying, you're a lie, I am beautiful, I am smart, I am the I will make it. The devil is a lie. Now y'all know I couldn't say lie. My mom was living, so I've been sitting going in now. The devil is a liar. He cannot tell the truth. But if you're not wise of his tactics, you'll think it's you. You'll think it's your neighbor. People now are so mean soft. And when I say mean soft, they can say whatever they want to say to you, but they can't take you saying none of them because they feel like they get them joy when they can put you down. But if you tell them something to lift them up, they take that as an insult because they ain't got no joy. They got lights, camera, action. Okay. Another one is if you restless, you have restlessness, right? You can't sleep, you tossing, you turning, increased nervous habit, you didn't start having anxiety attacks, biting your nails, tapping, pacing, in and out, turmoil, lack of peace. You know the saying they say, no joy, no peace. All of them connected. And they're fruits of the spirit. Now Google it. Love, joy, peace. That's okay. I'll Google it for you. I got it. Hey, we on here tonight. I'll Google it for you because I want to make sure I get it right. That's why I was studying earlier. I want to make sure I say it right. Don't add or take away. Yeah. Fruit of the Spirit. Galatians 5:22-23 is love, joy, peace, long suffering, gentleness, goodness, faith, meekness, temperance. Mhm. You see, when the Lord told me, I didn't even think about the fruit of the Spirit to just then. When He said you can't have joy if you ain't got faith, you can't even have love if you ain't got joy. You can't even have peace without joy. You can't even have long suffering because you be quick to throw them hands if you ain't got joy. You can't be gentle without joy. You want to be snap, crackling popcorn all the time because you angry. You want everybody else angry, so you'll make them angry with you to make you feel better, like you ain't the only one. That just was me. If it wasn't you, I'm sorry. I ain't talking about you. You can't have goodness without joy. You can't be meek without joy. You can't have temperance without joy. So if you don't have joy, the enemy is having a field day with you because if you lack in one, you're gonna lack the rest. I'm just saying. Another behavior physically that changes when we have lack of joy, our sleep patterns, difficulty sleeping, insomnia, oversleeping. People say, "Oh, they so lazy." They just nah. Go check because you sleeping too much. Oversleeping can be linked to emotional struggles. Check them out. You sleeping too much? Wake up. Something going on. We need to talk. And we don't think that here. We just say, "Oh, they lazy. They don't like going out." No, something is going on physically, mentally, right? Another one is physical aches and tension, headaches, muscle tension, stomach issues, you cancer. Cancer, tumors, stroke, heart attacks, all that comes in with stress and lack of joy brings about stress because you always anxious and worried about what's about to go on tomorrow when tomorrow ain't promised to nobody, right? God always make a way of escape, right? But when you have lack of joy and no faith, you can't even think about the escape. You always gonna think that you stuck in there. That's why when people have those ideations of ending things, they don't see no way out. The scientists said when somebody survived and they talked to the survivors in whatever state they was in, that when they got halfway, that feeling left, but it was too late. They had already committed the act. If you allow yourself to have hopelessness and no faith, after a while, that thing gonna make you believe. It's a belief system. When everything was happening with me, if my mom would have said, "Don't say it," I was about to go in. I was about to run them things back. What I felt that happened before was never gonna stop happening. That I was gonna continue being in a cycle of a re, a re. Huh? That day that my mom found me, I had a mini stroke from stresses of life, thinking about all the darts they threw at me. I was over in the hospital. My girls were small. I ain't have my son yet. I didn't have joy, but I was always cooking, doing something, doing it, smiling, giggling, and grinning. On the floor at home, couldn't call nobody. She come in the house, take me over there, and they told me that I had had a mini. Mm. Now, even before that, I had contemplated the ideation to end it because I felt it would have been better. Because if I'm that bad of a mom, or they ain't gonna be this because they feel like I wasn't that. That's what they said. They were going in. Everyone, he giggling and grinning and talking crazy. And I'm just thinking I'm deflecting, but I'm just, it just hitting me. And then after a while, I start thinking it. Yes, yeah. I had stress. I wasn't happy, nor had joy. But guess what? I ran over, I came over to a scripture that said, I would have fainted lest I believe. Yeah, let's find that. Psalms 27, 13, 14. Hmm? I would have fainted unless I had believed to see the goodness of the Lord in the land of the living. Wait on the Lord. Be of good courage. He shall strengthen thy heart. Wait, wait, I say. The enemy don't want you to wait. He put those things in your mind because you're gonna act on it. You're gonna go do something that calls you in prison, in somebody else's life. He wants you to do because you ain't waiting. You fainted unless I believe. It got to a point where when I talked to my mom, and I mean she went in. She wasn't no cradle. Uh-uh. She made me like, oh, okay then. She just ran it down. So when you leave here, you and this and then because of this, and people gonna tell your kids that this will happen, that mama stressed out and this did it. Oh no. I was like, no, no, no. And she said, what you believe? That's what caused our joy to be the man. Hold on. I got one more, and then we're gonna go to some spiritual side. Okay. Neglecting personal care, reducing image. Let me tell you something. Most people think when mothers have children, and it's this commercial, the Walmart commercial, when a woman finally put the baby to bed and she just exhausted, and then she just waiting on them to bring that's a form of lack of joy. She's overwhelmed. She don't have a strategy, a system of how to rear and rest. And that's what a lot of mothers don't have now. See, we had old school mom. I got a chance to be old school with my daughter. She said, I will wake her up and call, yeah, don't lay down too long. Yeah, I had a strategy. When they wouldn't sleep, I wouldn't sleep. They rested, I rested. If not, you become overwhelmed and everything be coming at you and no joy in what you're doing no more. It become a job. It become a duty. And then here come the negativity. I have to watch it now. Y'all, I got a few things going on. And sometimes I get overwhelmed. You know what I mean? And I know when I do, because I be short. I be short. Chanel be like, tag me and come. I be short and I have to get my mind right and relax. Right? And Lord brought up strategy the other day. And I was like, you're right. I got to be strategic in what I'm doing for the kingdom or what I'm doing for physically. Right? So, seven spiritual signs that you lost your joy. You feeling spiritually disconnected. You have a diminished sense of connection with God, less interested in prayer, worship, reading, feeling distance from His presence. That can be a sign of depleting joy. Don't get in your head the phrase, what's the use? I got there when my daughter passed. Yeah. Then my mom, then my only auntie living. Her and my mom found out about cancer the same time. They was in the hospital at the same time. She couldn't get over that my mom left and she was still here. Secondary trauma. When I realized that my aunt was the last of the eight, all of a side was gone. I in my head, I had got those two words. What's the use? Three. Yeah, if you don't watch it, it'll creep in there. That's why I said watch and pray. You gotta watch it. Because he like double dutch. He ready. If he could get an inch, he gonna take it all. And after the years we've been going over and under and things happening and people looking at the news now with the election and the new and it can cause you to have so many anxiety about tomorrow when you don't even know what's second. Enjoy it now. I'm telling you, if you keep your mind on Jesus, He will keep you in perfect peace. Y'all, this is not just saying, the Bible is not just playing. I learned that. When Job said in there, I had heard of you, but now I know you. My mom growing up, I heard her. I believed her because what she said. So I believe God because I believe my mom. But oh, it came a day where I had to believe God for myself. And when He took the blinders off, I almost was shook out of here. I was mad at Him. We talking about spiritual disconnection when you lose your joy. Mhm. I was upset by things that was happening. You said, Lord, He told me, laid it down flat. And when it didn't come to pass like I thought it was gonna lead to, because I couldn't see a fall, I got upset. I had no joy. I was just coasting. So if you think don't nobody know, Chanel telling you right now, I know. I'm gonna be so transparent that when you see me in the grocery store, you're gonna be like, Chanel said that. Yeah, yes, I did. You know how you can tell people certain things, they be stuck on that. But I tell you this, inbox me if you think I done been through stuff because why? He wanted me to, when I say it's been a journey, he don't want me to not been on something that somebody been through that I can't tell him. If it's not the same, it's similar. But I know Okay, another sign. That was just me. I became spiritually disconnected. Another way, lack of gratitude, arrogancy. I deserve this. This how it's supposed. You can't handle no. Lack of gratitude, struggling to recognize and appreciate the God's blessing, focusing more on what you're missing than what you have right now. Did you know that was a spiritual sign of lack of joy? The psalmist said, never satisfied. Y'all know it. Never satisfied. That's it. That's the lack of joy. Because can't nothing, you ever talk about it and nothing make you happy. It ain't happiness. They want something to happen because they ain't got no joy. Put in the comments what you think. Hmm? People make you mad. They be happy to see you upset. Because when you have joy and peace, they ain't got it. Then that bring about the 17 works of the flesh. Bam, thank you. Let me go over here to my handy dandy notebook. Mm-hmm. So you'll know what it is. Huh? It's it's adultery, fornication, uncleanness, lasciviousness, idolatry, witchcraft, hatred, emulation, wrath, strife, seduction, heresy. Hmm? Let me do it in the message version. Y'all, that message version go ham. So we can put it in layman's terms. Hmm? Loveless, cheap sex, stinking thinking, emotional and physical garbage. No matter how you try to treat them good, they're gonna find something. I'm talking about people spiritually with a lack of joy. We don't want to say that. Brutal temper, never satisfied. I didn't even know that was on there. That's my first time coming on a message on this verse. All consuming, yet never satisfied. Look it up. Look it up in the message. Message go ham. Y'all, if y'all like it, y'all from Shasha Road, read it in King James, go to the Amplified, then go to message. It's gonna show you something. Do you see you though? Are you the one that don't have joy? Nobody can say anything to you. You ain't got no gratitude. Hmm? It said magic show religion, paranoia, loneliness, cutthroat competition. You gotta win. All that is a lack of joy. I ain't even go here. Thank you, Lord. Because I want to reevaluate myself. Because I want to keep my joy. I know how what he said to not have it, to abound. I know. Then it also says small mindedness, lopsided pursuits, vicious habits, depersonal- depersonalization of everyone into a rival, uncontrollable addiction, ugly persona of the community. Go over here, y'all. Galatians 5, somebody put it in there for me. Galatians 5, 19-21. See, do you see you? And then check yourself out. If, Lord, where's my joy? What happened? He'll tell you. Would you like it? I don't know. I don't know. Share it with your friends. If they think you're talking about them, you might be helping them though. Because people ain't gonna want to be around. You gotta always find something to put your friend girls down. You gotta always find something to put your cousin them down. You gotta always find something to put your homeboys down. Ain't nobody ever good but you. And then if you keep having the conversation with you, you put yourself down. You ain't got no choice. I mean, you need to go back. Okay, it's me. It's heavy, but it's fair. Another one is the spiritual signs, right? Decreased enthusiasm for serving others, reluctant to engage in active service, evangelism, or help those in need. Because you really don't want to do that. What's the use? I'm telling you, I've been there. I've been there. I've been there. Another one. Oh, let me go back to that serving others. People got this phrase, if it ain't serving me. Okay, so, but did you pray and see it was your turn to serve? Because see, you served a lot when you were people pleasing. Now you tired of people pleasing. You done came to the light and found out that you was doing it. Now you don't want to do nothing for nobody. I had an incident today that I had to pray about. Because I in our time been quick. I like, no, no. Mm-mm. But then I still prayed about it to make sure it wasn't my time to do it, not people pleasing doing it. Because I don't want them to say nothing. Hmm? I get myself. Is it, you know, if it, what? I had to still, because what if it was my time according to God to do it? But we quick to quote these things that they say, if it ain't serving me. But what if this time it is? Now you're in disobedience. We're talking spiritual. Before you say anything, you give and he give you utterance. You pray about everything. You seek him first. Things come up before you answer. I call you back. Hold that thought. But don't just go and make it a mandate that if it ain't serving me, then you're going back to one of them. Where's your joy? Where's your faith? Where's your love? But now I ain't tell you let nobody make no fool. That ain't what I'm saying. What I'm saying, you making sure that it's not this time for you to serve when you were serving out of order. Okay. Next one we have is diminished hope. Feeling hopeless and unable to trust in God promises, trust in your friends. He said, put your trust in no man. But there's people out there that really got you. But you've been going through so much lying and deceit, you don't really trust nobody. I'm telling you, me, if you, I'm telling you about Chanel, I just said it probably in all of them. I watched the stuff you did. I know where to trust it now. Now I trust you might not do that, but if you show me that, I might not trust you to do that. You got friend girl. You trust your friend girl over here to hold your money, but you better not tell her your business. She like an old refrigerator, wide open. Now you trust this one over here to tell your business to, but she can't hold your money, right? It's just like you have diminished hope in anything. It don't make no difference. Yeah, I guess so. Instead of having that optimism, pessimist. I think that's what they call it. That came up last week. Hmm. Another one is you struggle to worship God fully. You find it hard to sing, pray, immerse yourself in worship, and your emotions are all over the place, but in the atmosphere of God. You might say, I don't go to church anyway. Well, you ain't at work. It's the same thing. You be like, well, I don't really go. You at work, you don't want to go lunch with nobody, you don't want to chit chat with nobody, you stand offish, you ain't got no joy about nothing. They try to tell you something to uplift you, you gonna find the negative side of it. You don't want y'all thought it was just one thing. No. One instance in my life, I think I told y'all before that I laid in the bed. My kids said, Mom, what's wrong with you? Because they know I'm a early riser and I'm getting it done. By the time six come, y'all ready to go to bed because I'm on it. If I'm laying in the bed, I gotta be really down. Because I can be sick and going. But when I fell into that hopelessness and that lack of joy, I didn't want to do nothing. I don't even think I turned the light on. I had my pajamas on, went bought some more. 2 days, go take a shower, change my pajamas. Just being honest. That's why when loungewear came out doing coke, I refused to put them on. Because I felt like I was going to be uh, drawn back into what I just got myself out of years ago. I kept moving because I knew how it felt to feel like you don't want to do nothing. And if you don't get yourself together, it'll kill you. Did you know that? We're going to talk about that later. Your last one I have spiritually is feeling burdened by guilt and unforgiveness. hmm Holding on to unresolved guilt or an unwillingness to forgive others and yourself. That can have a lack of joy. Spiritually, you can't go around unforgiving, being unforgiving to people like you ain't never did anything. Lakeisha says she been there. Hmm? You can't do it. All that is a sign. You have to recognize these signs so they can be the first step through to restoration, turning back to God through prayer, through reflection, through community environment, through reading and talking to your if y'all pastor, if you ain't got a pastor, talk to a counselor. If you don't have a counselor, you have somebody. Ask God to send somebody. It could be a random person. I done had people, and God know about books with me, right? And and I most time when he talking to me, it'd be a book come. I done had people walk up to me and say, God said, give you this book. I wish I could show y'all this corner. I write the dates in. I have been at work and people have left, come back and said, God said, give you this book. Whichever way that he can speak to you, he will send it. You love songs, he'll send it that way. And watch what you're listening to. All them sad sap songs about ending everything and nobody love you. No, and stop looking at all these TikToks about people. Stop hurting them because they're gonna put them on your feed. Things have happened to all of us in the last few years, but you ain't got to harbor on it. It keeps you in debt. Mm. It keeps you there. You have to watch it. It can come to take your joy. The Bible said the enemy come to steal, kill, and destroy. People think he want to kill your physical body. No, he want to kill your dreams, your aspiration. He want to kill that seed that God planted in you. He want to kill your joy. He want to kill your peace. He want to kill your love. He wants you angry, mad, and sad. Then he done stole something from you. He done killed. He done destroyed your future. It ain't all about physically. This is passion for me because for years I gave over. I gave it. And I can say it. I did that. Didn't nobody take it from me. Because I stopped believing that it would happen for me. But as soon as I started, oh, thank you, Jesus. Hmm? Yeah, Psalm 16:11 said, in his presence there is fullness of joy. Fullness. I'm a seven causes to spiritually, according to the Bible, how you can lose. And we talked about this up there, and I didn't mean to go in it, but it was right there. Unrepented sin, things you done did, not just to people, to yourself. It's some sins that y'all know y'all can sin against your own body. Yeah, you didn't know? Let me look it up. And some of y'all on here, y'all got them quick hands. Y'all can type it in the chat for me. Hmm. It says First Corinthians 6:18-19. Flee fornication. Every sin that a man doeth is outside the body, but he that committed fornication sinned against his own body. What? Know ye not that your body is a temple of the Holy Ghost, which is in you, which you have of God, and ye are not your own. Yeah, hey, I don't know about nobody else, but I did. Hey, it's been a journey, baby. We're gonna tell the truth. All that when you think about it, you look back the things that we did back in the day, and it was crazy. It can make you lose your joy. Cause some people ain't gonna never let you forget. Like they squeaky clean. And you be looking at them and the Lord be like, don't say nothing. And you be like, in your head, like, what did you do? When we riding together, unrepentant sin, disconnection from God. We said that bitterness and unforgiveness. Focus on circumstances instead of on faith. That could cause you to lose your, according to the Bible. When you fixated on life difficulties rather than trusting, having faith in, when we said that in God, it can steal your joy. That's 2 Corinthians 5:7. Walk by faith and not by sight. We see so much going on. It takes it takes our focus off of the peacemaker, the one that created it, right? I want you to understand that the enemy, so many people are ending their life on temporary situations. If I would have had that stroke and wouldn't have been here for my girls, I got my GED. Nobody knew that, right? But guess what? I prayed that not one of my kids get it. Not saying nothing wrong with it. I just didn't want them to because the people said they was going to because they mama did. All my kids graduated. I wouldn't have saw that. Hmm? I haven't made minimum wage since I was 16 years old. If I would have gave up and then or let stress took me out, I want to see how God had me training college students in the medical field, being a preceptor, and I ain't never been to college. I had college courses. I'm about to get a certification. I got licenses in cosmetology, barbering, but I'm talking about college. But I'm about to get certified in Mississippi State. You see what I'm saying? But God blessed me to train people that came from 4 years because I had the experience. I never gave up. But if I would allow stress to take me out, or even those suicidal ideation, I wouldn't have seen the goodness of the Lord in the land of the living. I would have fainted. Now put it back. When you read them things, put it to you. When the enemy comes tell you about ending your life, you said no, because I know the goodness coming. Y'all know I be saying I'm talking about you. Hmm? When it was in domestic violence, dealing with somebody that drank and want to fight, and you couldn't understand, I'm back, I throw them in. But when I promised my daughter I wouldn't do it no more, and he was like, oh, snap, it's on now. But I did not, still, I refused to allow it to take me back where I was when I was young. You have to talk to yourself. You know the song, sometimes you have to encourage yourself. Well, sometimes you need to talk yourself off the ledge because who know you better than you? And I know y'all probably say, why Chanel talking? Because it's a passion for me because I could have been gone over something that was temporary. Stress, heart attack, all that. I don't want you to do. I I was so hurt strolling TikTok, and I made sure I didn't heart it because I did not want to just be on my feed. I just did not want it, but it was coming up. It was coming up because I had prayed like, what should I talk about? Should I talk about joy? Because people say, well, how you pursue joy? That's how you cannot let an enemy take it from you. I don't care if you've been married 500 times. Ask God to not let it be 501. Huh? Let that fat 500 make it to be a testament. You got 10 babies, 10 baby mamas. Ask God to forgive you if it was out of wedlock. Go on, praise Him, and ask God to let you be a living testament. What learn something from there, and not just still around here punching and bumping. Just saying. Good evening, Monica. Hmm? Faith and trust. You can't. Okay. That was focused on circumstance instead of faith. Another thing that causes, according to the Bible, is fear and anxiety. Allowing worry, like I said earlier, to drain your heart. Philippians 4 and 6 instruct, do not be anxious for anything. We got a whole instruction manual when things come up. And if you didn't learn it, Google it. If you can't go, get it on your phone. If you can speak it out loud to yourself, believe it. But through prayer and supplication, make your request known unto God. Be anxious for nothing. And the peace of God, which transcends all understand, will guard your heart and your mind in Christ. It will. After a while, when that thing be plaguing you in your at night, when you about to go to bed and see like you can't sleep, you say that. I've done it. Before you know, you be waking up, you be like, oh, I ain't know I was asleep. Because when you recite the word, he has to flee. In the name of Jesus, everything. That's the only way we can make it on this journey. I ain't gonna hold you. Worldly pursuits, seeking fulfillment in material things. We talked about that earlier. We talked about neglecting gratitude. Give thanks in all circumstances, for this is the way of God. Huh? The will of God in Christ Jesus for you. Thessalonians 5:18. Recognizing these calls through the lens of scripture can help us Help us to take steps to restore our joy and align our will with God, confessing our sins. Stop thinking you high and mighty. Let me tell you something. We all have sinned and fallen short, and that's not just a crutch. That is the truth. So, how my mom said, how soon we forget what we went through, and then we start pointing our fingers at folks, and like them darts they were pointing at me. And we cause people to lose joy. We cause people to lose hope because they looking at you crystal clean right now. But they ain't know when you was back there hoeing. They ain't know when you was back there pimping, stealing. They ain't know you back there cussing with the Mad Dog 40. 2020, what was it? I was a gin drinker myself. I'm just saying. They ain't see all that. They just see you now with your elegance on and your Chanel shoes and your red bottoms and your whatever these new outfits, these dresses and your hair with the best wig. And they ain't see you with back there with that fan ponytail with the bamboo earrings, two pair, cussing everybody out there. They see you, and then you throwing darts at him because you seem like you shining and you causing people to lose their joy. I don't care how far we tip them hat, how far your necktie tight. Let me tell you something. People are for real. They are hurting. Hmm? Somebody looking for how you made it over. We need to reconnect spiritually with our faith, practice gratitude. We need to get out the house, start exercising. I look, it was on me so uh about changing my diet when they diagnosed me to be diabetic. I was like, the devil is a lie. Mm-mm, mm-mm, mm-mm. That is not my portion. But guess what Chanel got to do? Get off them chips and go walk somewhere. I love my chips now, y'all. We need to connect with loved ones. We need to talk to people that hurt us. We need to talk to people that hurt us in our family, even if it's your ex. Let me tell you why. And some people say, some people you may not never get an apology. But if you got a gift, take that and lay that gift to the side. And if you got an alt, go in, get that alt together. And if you don't want to go back, take two or three witnesses with you. People text now. If you want them to show it, it don't matter. So what? Forgive them. When I said all my ex-husbands, we done went through it. They said they apologize. I said I apologize because I said it probably some stuff I shouldn't have did. It was time when I popped off when everything was cool because I knew how they had popped off a few days ago, and now you want to bring some rainbows and sprinkles? No, I'm still mad. I was wrong. Back when I was speaking French in my early 20s, I heard myself speaking French one day, and if y'all don't know, I'm talking about cursing. I heard myself. I said it around my son, and when I stopped cursing back in my early 20s, 'cause I heard myself, and I said, "Ooh, that's ugly. I'll never do it again." And God took that thing away from me. Because how cursing and blessing can be in the same mouth. And if you keep lying to yourself, that's a lie. You can, I don't care if you really want to stop doing something, you'll stop it. Because who the son said, for you are already free indeed. It's you holding on. But maybe that was just me. Maybe that was just me. But then I was speaking French stuff. When I stopped, I said, no, I don't want to do that no more. I still was wrong. And if straight cussing like I was straight off the boat, like I was saying, mad. Somebody said, thank God for Jesus. One girl said she was glad when I had Sherelle. She said, you changed. I started changing it 'cause I had her. She said, oh, I'm so glad. She was glad, y'all. Because I had so much that was going on. I was mad at my dad. I was mad at stuff that was going on. I was mad because I thought he was like the pedophilia. But as you get older, you see stuff and you be like, no. Yeah, and that's when the joy started because where I thought my hope was in, we're just gonna be straight up. Where I thought my hope was in, who I thought he was, it crushed me when I learned it. Great man, awesome man, taught us a whole lot of stuff, gentle, loving, but the things that was, it was. Maybe that I'm just another thing we need to serve others. We need healthy boundaries, and that's in everything, y'all. I told people back when in the 70s they ain't have we ain't have no boundaries. Cause they ain't telling we had to learn that. One no healthy bound, one none. We got to recover our hobbies and our passion. If you love to paint, if you love to sing, if you love, do what you love to. If positive, I ain't saying no negative stuff, y'all. You know, no, what it is for you pay, what it is the page, fans only or whatever. No, no, no. Stay out of there. Come on back. Positive things. Okay. Y'all know the name of it. And when we take small steps in doing that, we can cultivate joy. Find you scriptures, find you books that talk about faith. Find you books, find people that's going to encourage you and not kill your dream, not spiritually kill you. Because do you know lack of joy, and it will? Years gonna pass by, and everything that God has for you be gone, right? So y'all know what time it is, right? It's homework time. Homework, get your paper and pen. I know y'all are already ready because I got some questions for you. So one Monday, maybe I'm gonna see. Maybe it might be next week. I I got those questions. Yeah, only fans. That's it. Yeah, don't get in there. Some people might enjoy, twerking, but we want come on out of there though. Come on out of there. 'Cause they ain't gonna bring you joy. They're gonna bring you the most stress and folks knowing you on the street and mm-mm, come on. We ain't gonna go in there. Okay. Now, um, y'all ready for your homework questions? Number one, what has been your personal journey with discovering true joy? I want y'all to really answer those questions. Go back to the other ones and get the question. We're gonna go just one Monday. We're gonna go through these questions. Post them. Don't be afraid. Everybody, the devil can't persecute you on things that you make open. And if certain things you want, don't feel vulnerable enough to say, don't say them. Y'all know how to make it to where if not, send them in my inbox. I got two phenomenal prayer teams that go ham if y'all ain't on my page, right? So, what has been your personal journey with rediscovering true joy? Because joy for me has been a layer of discovery, right? There was moments when I believed it was tied to accomplishment or being seen in a certain way by other people. Remember when I said them darts they were doing? But I realized that joy comes with peace, and it reminds me that life is so uncertain and I have to enjoy it. True joy was uncovering what I felt and what God really had for me to do. I felt a release when I start releasing things that I was holding in me, not even feeling like it'll help anybody else, not even feeling like anybody would just want to listen or going through that. It felt good. It brought me true joy because I felt lighter. I could laugh. We all could find solutions together, right? Nehemiah 18, the joy of the Lord is your strength. Write these down too. Number two, how do you differentiate between happiness and joy? How? How do you do that? How do you look, I probably can't say it again. Differentiate between happiness and joy. Happiness for me had felt like circumstantial, like a spark that was igniting when something was going on. But joy was deeper. Like I just said, it has started anchoring me in my faith and reassuring me, even in my hardship, in my loss, in my divorces, in the things that were happening that I had no control over, and I had to rely on the promises of God to be true and know they're true. And joy isn't a reaction, it is a posture of my heart, one that I've learned through seasons of loss and healing. When my mother passed away, I learned joy wasn't absent from pain, but the presence of hope. When I went through the divorces, I had to still praise and honor him because it could have been the other way. It's people that get divorces and they be fighting and everything, but it was such a calm even after, it was probably anger during the years, but it was calm. We got a chance to apologize and go on. A lot of people didn't have that, right? So how do you differentiate between happiness and joy? Write it down, write it down, write it down, okay? Y'all ready? Next question. Oh, let me give you my scripture. Psalm 16:11. You will fill me with joy in your presence, with eternal pleasures at your right hand. Okay? Number three, how can you cultivate joy when life feels overwhelming? And let me tell you, it was time when I had a modeling agency and we was traveling and we were modeling in Baltimore. Then I had Rep Your Grind. Y'all follow Rep Your Grind. And for all my entrepreneurs that want to get their businesses out there, we do live interviews telling about your journey on the entrepreneur side. And they call Rep Your Grind, REPYOGRIND. We're on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Just Google us. We've been here for a minute. And when then I started hosting an award show and it got overwhelming, still running a barbershop in Baltimore. And I got overwhelmed and I crashed. And right when I crashed, I went through a divorce. I'm telling you, it was something. And I look back over my life and said, it was only God kept my mind. So when I was cultivating joy in my difficult seasons, it required intentionality. I'm a very intentional person. Most times, if I catch myself just willy-nilly doing things, I gather myself because I'm not that. That's not me. I am a structured person. I believe in strategies and stuff like that. But I had to be intentional about keeping my joy after I got it back, right? That's why I told y'all when the loungewear came out, I don't want it unless I put a bet on some high heels and go. But I can't do it because I wore that when I felt less than anything, right? So I've learned to practice gratitude even when my circumstances felt heavy. Anybody know me? I don't care if your shoes pretty. I'm gonna tell you. People give me stuff. It can be handy. If I can, I'm a rocket. You ain't got to worry about it. I ain't gonna wait 2 days. It go, I'm going right now. I'll be appreciative on things that I enjoy, right? So journaling bliss, surrounding myself with faith-filled community, staying rooted in prayer have helped me reclaim my joy. It took I'm a person, I'm not a sugarcoat type. When people try to sugarcoat me, I be looking sideways. Because I like the straight. Straight taught me. I don't get upset. But when you trying to downgrade me, or you trying to say stuff to hurt me, or you trying to use word, it ain't gonna hurt me, gonna make me not foolish. And I'm gonna be still looking like, oh, okay, that's it. But then you try to be, well, no, just say it. Because I feel like that's when people care. They're gonna let you know, not trying to hurt you. Because sometimes you just have to tell them, look, get up. My daughter tell you, get up, baby. Come on. Because they want you to pet them. They want you to, come on. No, not today. You standing with it. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. You're more than a conqueror. If God gave you another chance, you're not going to disrespect him about allowing the enemy to take your joy and hope when God gave you another chance. When that car accident didn't hurt you, when that incident at the club didn't take you out, when that divorce didn't cause you to go in the hospital, when that person died, you still here. That's another chance. The joy of the Lord is our strength. And the Lord gave us another chance, right? So James 1, 2, consider it joy, my brother and sister, whenever you face trials of many kinds, right? Our fourth question, what roles does forgiveness play in finding joy? Now, on February 10th, we have Apostle Charlie Saunders here from San Antonio, Mississippi, from the Floor Encounter. And we're going to talk about forgiveness and unforgiveness on the If y'all want to be here, it's good. He had prayed one morning, and it was something that he said in that prayer that stuck with me. I spoke with his wife about it before I even spoke with him to get him on the show. Um, and he'll be here February 10th. Next week, we may just go over the questions, or we'll talk about rekindling self-love before February comes. Well, it will be February 3rd, right? So, what roles does forgiveness play in finding joy? Y'all got that? Because for me, forgiveness has been essential in my journey towards joy. Holding on to bitterness blocked my peace, almost took me out of here. Holding on to unforgiveness almost stroked me out. Holding on to unforgiveness had me not want to do anything. It had me watching other people's lives just going by, and I was just sitting there like a knot on a log, right? When I chose to forgive my past hurt, my exes, myself, even God. Remember I told y'all earlier, I was mad with God. I was mad. And I was honest with him. But it took me a long time because I kept saying, nah, Lord, no. I had to say it because he already knew it. But I call myself hiding, Adam, Eve, hmm, right? So forgiveness allowed me to release the resentment and open up a space for God's healing to restore my spirit. And I know another thing right here is uh why me? A lot of us have that. Why me? Why me, Lord? Why I had to? And you know what they always say, why not? Because if we really look, if God give you a way of escape and you still stay in there, or you still do what you do, and you going deeper and deeper, and my husband saying to the rabbit hole, and you losing more and more joy, it's not God, it's not an ex-husband, it's not your children, it's not your job, it's not your neighbor, it is you. I told y'all may not want to be on here. Sometimes we can get so comfortable being in that space that we too afraid, not want to come out. We get too afraid to come out. We love the empathy and the sympathy. We stay right there and let that lack of hope eat us up because people care about us when we right there. Right? The weary, wounded, and sad. When he's a lifter of your head, but you don't want to hold your head up because you enjoy the gifts of cuddling. You enjoy the gifts of people coming and looking at you like you the downtrodden. You want to stay at the pool of Bethesda 38 years because you got comfortable in your seat. And then when somebody just say like me, because after the Lord revealed it, I ain't gonna sugar you no more. It's gonna be a choice. Do you want joy in a life everlasting? Do you want to enjoy the time God give you? Do you want to be who God called you to be? Do you want to travel? Do you want to experience all that He has for you? Or do you want to sit here and look out the window and drink tea and want everybody to say, woe is me? What you want? Because if that's what you want, then I'm gonna go on that door. Like my mama said, okay, we all have a choice. Let me tell y'all this before I get it. I think it's the last question. I'm gonna give you the last question. Then I'm gonna tell you. Come pray about shit I tell you. I hope my daughter's still on here because it's gonna sound crazy, but I'm telling you. So the last question is, how can we inspire others to seek lasting joy? Mhm. Like I just told you, how sharing our testimonies. We could do that because that's powerful. By living authentically and being transparent about our own struggles and victories, becoming vessel of encouragement and not always trying to tear folks down all the time to make yourself feel good, right? Being a reflection of God's love in our action, word, and presence make joy contagious. When you have real joy, it be contagious. Y'all know when I found real joy, I had people come to the barber shop and be like, I just wanted to sit here, not to soak up nothing, just because it was contagious. God bless when I was in Maryland and I was on Barbers Road and the only female barbers in the midst of maybe 13 or 14 barbers there in the same building. We was in a suite, in suites. And I was new to the area. They had been there already. God had got me with my joy. I was so excited about everything that God had did for me. I had things going on before I had the loss of family, right? I lost family before. I lost money. I lost a house flood. I mean, I went through, but when I got that joy and refused to go back, right? Then they started coming in, other barbers started coming in because they were like, you just, I don't know, you done been through so and so, so, and I shared some things. They were like, but because I got joy now. I ain't gonna let nobody or the enemy take it. When I had losses, I cried and praised. I cried the other day, and I still thank him because I still got joy because how he did it. You understand? You have to make a decision. So let me tell you how I'm telling you. I'm gonna tell y'all this. Sharita says she here. So I was on a military base, right? And it was, parents working and it was children there, and her and her sister was there, and we used to go, we have fire drills, y'all. Y'all may think, I'm for real. We have tornado drills. We had fire drills. I mean, I had we read. I done had in the car drills, like if somebody reaching the car, we had drills because anything could happen, right? In life. So it was so many kids getting burnt in fires and they doing stuff and or they didn't know the escape plan, right? So one particular day, I was talking to them and it looked like they weren't really paying attention. They was all, I don't know what they was talking. They were ready to go to Walmart. They were getting some, and I was trying to tell them, look, this how I need y'all to do. So what you do? And they say you touch the door, see it hot. You tip the handle. You see, you put the cover. I mean, we had a whole thing. His safety thing. YouTube wasn't big then. Okay, I had to read it, and they were just playing it. Blah, blah, blah. So I stopped them. Look, I'm 15. I feel she said, I'm gonna tell you what I said. And this how sometimes when people want to stay stuck and they ain't paying no attention, they just like being there. You just tell I said, if y'all burn up in a fire, I'm gonna end you. That's what I said. After we done went through all this and y'all just playing, it's over with. I'm gonna end you. That's what I said to them. Not knowing if they really heard me. They looked. One instant happened. Someone left, my ex-husband left uh, a pot on the stove, went back to base. I'm at work. The alarm go off in the house, smoke everywhere. My sister and my baby brother was there. My baby sister was there, and they were watching it for the summer. And the smoke filled the house, and my sister going through looking for them, and she couldn't find them or nothing. And she looked out the door and finally ran out because the smoke was so bad. And my girls over there at the other house stooped eating something, she said. And she said, why y'all didn't wake me up and come get me? You know what they said? They said, because if my mama said, if we burn up in the house, she won't end us. Sometimes I said that to say this. Sometimes she said, yeah, a pot of eggs. That's what it was. Sometimes you just got to tell them to get up. Sometimes you just got to, it's time to be grown now. It's time to put your big boy boxes on, your big girl drawers, and live this life that God bless you with. I even told them about the ideation and suicide. Don't do it, because I'm gonna be very upset. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And my sister on here that watched them, she said she was so bad. It's just true. They knew. They was not. Do not get burnt up in this house, or it's over with. They said they're gonna tell me she was still in the house. And, hmm So if y'all got any questions, comments, please put them in there. If y'all don't want to put them, inbox me. Inbox me. I appreciate everyone that inbox and everything. And I really do appreciate y'all taking the time to listen to the journey that I've been on. But it's somebody that need to hear your journey. And if you feel like you want to share it and pray about it, contact me. We'll talk about what you want to talk about. But we're not over here to put nobody down, only uplifting. Okay? So I thank you for joining me on this powerful conversation about redefining joy. Remember, true joy isn't about perfection, but presence. Being fully rooted in God's grace, I encourage you to reflect on your own definition of joy and consider how you can embrace it fully in your life. So if you felt inspired, y'all, share this with somebody. If you don't want to be hard on 'em, send them this clip. I tell, because I want them to have life and life more abundantly. And that's what God said, right? He wish no one to perish. At your own hand, at stresses of life, and I don't either. So share this with your family, like, comment, and follow me on all my social media, TikTok, Instagram, X, Facebook here. And I appreciate y'all because we're going to continue to heal and encourage one another. And until next time, take care of each other. Look, I can't believe I told y'all that. Take care of each other because we on this journey together. See you.